The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients.
It's Tuesday, the 28th day of November 2023. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, and Lindos. I'm Jamal Hartman. He's Roger Denbrook, and Maya Palasio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Raj, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
How you feeling? You look like you're wide awake now.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad it looks that way. Let's not be kind. I know I look a little crazy this morning.
I mean, we were doing opposites this morning, but I mean,
Yeah. I'm feeling really tired. I don't know what's up. But anyway, how are you?
Well, I'm fine, Raj. Forgot to mention that during this long weekend while I was, in New England freezing, in the deep freeze, I had a great time. Had some fried turkey. I went to a beautiful baby shower and
You went to a baby shower?
Yeah. No, it weren't mine. No.
Of course it wasn't yours, but it's just nice. You're getting in touch with your soft side, your sensitive side. That's lovely.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is, Raj?
You went to a little baby shower. Jamal, 15 years ago was not going to no baby shower.
Yeah,
And if you did go to a baby shower.
I thought baby shower was for ladies only. I didn't know that guys attended. So.
Nah, baby showers are vibes.
Oh, okay. Well, I know this now, but I had a good weekend, man. And so now we're just back in the groove and having these good old fashioned community conversations with the audience. And yeah, how's that?
Sounds great to me.
All right. Well, good morning to you too, Karen Simmons. She says good morning, TDH, Rajay and Jamal. Terrific Tuesday all. And Suzanne Ingham. Happy Tuesday to you as well. She says happy Tuesday, Jamal and Rajay. A pleasure to have you. She says baby showers, ladies things. I don't know.
I disagree. 100% disagree. Sorry.
Roger's not having it.
Nah.
Greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Danielle, Paynter back on from Bacardi. We're discussing their holiday gift guide and also their commitment to community. And I've been a big fan of Bacardi and their commitment to community with the Shake Your Future program, among other things. I always say economic empowerment happens through community, not charity. There is a difference. The Daily Play is holiday trivia today, Raj. There's some more holiday trivia. I think you'll get this one. I think you'll get this one. I think I know the answer to it, but yeah, I'm sure you'll get it. Folks, please don't forget, if you haven't already, please fill out, fill out our, what's it called? The survey. Yes, please fill out our survey. And also don't forget to subscribe on our website, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Raj, you've never been here for one of my jokes. I have a joke today.
Yes, I have. I've experienced dad joke, Jamal.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I have a joke this morning. Do you want to? Hold on.
100%. Let's do this.
You want to hear the? See, Raj is a good sport.
I am here for the joke.
Okay. Here's the joke, Raj.
It's gonna be so bad.
All right. Here's the joke of the morning, folks. Here's your joke. Get ready. It's wake up time. Why didn't Santa enroll his reindeer in public school?
Why didn't Santa public? I have no idea what these reindeers be doing.
Audience, Why didn't Santa enroll his reindeer in public school? Ready for the answer?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because they were elf taught. Elf taught. I'm too much.
It's something. I'm not really sure what to call it, but it is excessively something.
You didn't like that one either?
No, I mean, no, elves are notoriously bad teachers. Everybody knows this. So it's also a very logical joke.
Okay. Thank you, Maria Nelson. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. And oh dear. I mean, burn me, girl. Can I get some love? Well, I hope that got you all in a good mood in the holiday spirit. Good old, Jamal dad joke, holiday joke to get us going, because we have a very serious topic this morning. Again, I have not discussed with Maya what's in her news. I haven't. I woke up, went for my jog, so I haven't really seen if there's been any changes overnight. But I just want to remind everyone, as I did yesterday, there is a young man, a child that is still missing going into the third week, unless Maya tells us something differently during the news break. Also, a week ago, there was a cold-blooded gun murder in Bermuda. Again, we have a tendency to move on fast. There are children without a father. So I just want us to keep this in mind as we get into today's conversation, that there are people grieving in our community. There are people who need our support in our community. All right, let's jump into it. So Raj, yesterday, I went ahead and I looked at the front page of the Royal Gazette, and the title read, "Convicted Murderers Want Right to Choose Lawyer for Appeals." And it went on, Rajay, as I read the story, it said civil proceedings have been launched by two convicted murderers who claim that they are being denied the right to their lawyer of choice to appeal their cases. Jeremiah Dil and Jay Dil, both serving life sentences at Westgate for gun murders, have been approved for legal aid funding from the public purse to try to get their convictions overturned at the Privy Council, Bermuda's highest court of appeal. They claim in affidavits shared with the Royal Gazette that the Legal Aid Committee's refusal to let them choose their lawyer is unlawful or irrational or unreasonable. The committee is expected to counter that it has power under the Legal Aid Act 1980 to make the sole determination as to which lawyer should represent them. The two convicts asked that the committee to transfer their legal aid certificates from previous local lawyer to Shivon Lee of 95 Law, who was called to the bar 4 years ago. The men wanted Ms. Lee to instruct Richard Thomas KC, which is King's Counsel, a lawyer whose London chambers describe him as having an extensive experience of complex and high-profile trials and appeals. The committee refused the request on the ground of Ms. Lee's inexperience and said that acting senior legal aid counsel Susan Mulligan would be appointed to represent him. The defendants do not want to be represented by Ms. Mulligan, an experienced defense lawyer and special prosecutor from Canada, and they have applied to leave to seek a judicial review of the decision. I want to stop there and just ask the audience. This is a very serious question to ask the audience. Really, really serious. Do you believe, yes or no, do you believe people, I'm not going to call them convicts, people convicted of crimes deserve rights? Do you believe that people who have been convicted of crimes deserve rights? Yes or no? Just yes or no. Do you believe that people who have been convicted of crimes deserve some sort of rights? Or should all the rights be taken away? Raj, what are your thoughts on that before we get into the convo?
An emphatic yes. Just because you're incarcerated, that doesn't mean your human rights or your constitutional rights somehow go somewhere. That's if we set some sort of precedent in this country that because you have broken the law and you are incarcerated to be rehabilitated, that should be the point of our not criminal justice, of our corrections system, right? So if somebody goes in because they've broken a crime, somehow now they don't have the same constitutional rights as anybody else. So that means you can abuse them, they can be hurt, and we like no, that's an egregious standard, and no, of course not.
Okay. We asked the audience just now, do we believe that people who have been convicted of crimes deserve rights? Do they have rights? And Karen Simmons says yes. Mia Hartman says yes. Suzanne Ingham says no. Hedley and Swan says yes. Rick Olson says yes. Sid says yes. Everyone has rights. Renee Simmons says yes. Lavon Johnson says yes. Emphatic yes. As a person who has fought against the very system that we speak of daily, these are human beings we're talking about. But nothing bothers me more. If you don't have to be a news buff or follow the news in the United States to see the amount of Black people in particular who were convicted of crimes decades ago, who new evidence shows that they didn't commit this crime and they walk free. Just those stories alone make me believe every being deserves rights. Now let's get into this. Let me tell you what bothered me most about this and should concern every Bermudian. Keep in mind, there are a lot of guilty people walking the streets. And I'm a believer that there are a lot of innocent people behind bars. I'm a believer in that, right? But we have a tendency to just forget and move on. But what really bothers me about this stuff, because it takes me back to my trigger, which is conscription, is in this article, it says the committee is expected to counter that it has power under the Legal Aid Act 1980. Let's stop right there for a minute. What year is it, Roger Denbrough?
2023 AD.
You know, I was having a chat. We talk about 5 times a day now, not my choice or hers, but we can't get rid of each other. Having a chat with my cousin over at Power 95, Miss Thang, this weekend. And we have some deep family chats as of late. And we were speaking about the legal system. And I think the concerns that I have with the legal system is so many things in it are based on decades, sometimes centuries old laws. And we spoke about the actual human beings in these spaces, Roger. Are they doing this because they believe in it, or are they doing it because it's law? I'll never forget a certain government minister actually said with us when it came to conscription, I'm not interested in right or wrong. I'm here and interested in the law. The law should never come before the people, because laws are supposed to be created and enacted to benefit the people. Question of the morning, very simple. How can we improve our criminal justice system? You've heard all of that. I just want people, I know we have a very sophisticated audience, but let's be clear here. You may feel, oh, it doesn't impact you. It has no bearing on your life. Folks, don't wait until it does. And I'm not wishing anything on anyone, but you just never, ever know in this life. Question, how can we improve our criminal justice system to ensure everyone has an opportunity to be treated fairly? The fact you can't have a choice of who your lawyer is under the legal aid system. No, this is, again, this is your dollars. This is taxpayers' dollars that fund legal aid. So it's your decision, audience. Do you believe that those convicted of crimes should have the right to choose their representative? Because I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want someone who I don't believe in and who doesn't believe in my cause. Raj?
Yeah, I think it's important to also say in this, to also note in the article. So it says here, the 2018 amendment to the Legal Aid Act, which came into effect on March 1st, 2019, was aimed at cutting government costs, and required legal aid clients to use in-house government lawyers except in certain exceptional circumstances. The amendment came under fire, with lawyer and former magistrate Archibald Warner describing it in 2020 as a callous, unlawful way to avoid financing a constitutional right, but such a claim has not yet been tested before a judge. Mr. Warner wrote, "It is a legitimate expectation of both the litigant and attorney that a litigant's right to a fair trial under the Constitution and the attorney's right, indeed their duty, to represent the litigant is constitutionally protected. Therefore, the right cannot be restricted or removed by a simple amendment to the Legal Aid Act, as the amendment of Section 12 of that Act purposes to achieve." So I think it's important for people to understand that this standard of not being able to choose how you're represented is very much being disputed right now. It's not a standard that's normal in any way, shape, or form. If you say to somebody, simply because they are at a certain economic level and they have to go on financial aid in order to be represented, how is it that simply because of your sort of economic or financial position, you don't have, somehow your right is undermined to select how you're represented in court? That's fundamentally problematic. You're instituting how am I trying to say, economic hierarchy, disadvantage, and you're further entrenching injustice in an already potentially very unjust situation. You know, we have in Bermuda, we have this sort of out of sight, out of mind mentality when it comes to things, right? So when somebody does something wrong and all of a sudden they're a criminal, we push them out of our minds and they sort of exist in this vacuum in this country. They still need to be rehabilitated. They are still a part of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So just because they did where they committed, and committing crimes isn't simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People commit crimes for all kinds of reasons, but just because life went a certain way, where you made a choice, where now you have a consequence, that doesn't mean that now you have less agency. You somehow, your decisions mean less. And simply because you don't have money,
Mm-hmm.
it's ridiculous that they will be impeded that way. And now you're going to spend taxpayers' dollars making an argument, right? When the financial aid money is still going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It
That sounds unbelievable. Like in 2063, right?
It does. It stinks, and it's really rooted in how we choose to understand our incarcerated. And I was telling you yesterday, I had the pleasure of teaching some classes up at Westgate this summer, and I was able to talk to the men up there and what they were experiencing. And to be quite frank, Jamel, I was shocked,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not. I may get in some trouble for saying this, but it was not a rehabilitative environment.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. It's what are we really doing to assist our incarcerated, and in a way where we believe in them and where we want them to be a part of our community.
Raj, you said a lot of things, and I really hope that the audience is digesting what you said. And I want to go to Suzanne Ingham. She said you lose your right when you commit a crime. When rehabilitated, then they're reinstated slowly. But then she says, Jamel, I changed my answer from no to yes as to whether or not those convicted of crimes deserve rights. Let me tell you why I like what she did there. And the purpose of this show and our existence, Roger and I having this conversation, is not to really change people's minds. It's really to just get us to think critically. Because if we weren't having this conversation today, I guarantee you it probably wouldn't be happening in any other public space or medium in Bermuda. And so, we're having a conversation in 2023. And I've watched cases like this along the way. And it's life, right? When I was living in New Jersey, I remember arguing with someone I was with at the time. Because if you lived in maybe Maplewood, you had good schools versus if you lived in Irvington. And I'm like, so you would rather put yourself in debt to live in Maplewood so you can put your children through in good schools rather than try to fix the systemic problem that has Irvington with bad schools? we've been indoctrinated. We've been indoctrinated, right? And to believe in that things are just bad because, not because of systemic things. This situation, and I'm going to use the term Raj just said, it stinks. It's bad. I said it, Raj said it. We cannot just dismiss people because they've been convicted of crimes and forget about them. And I'm going to use something in particular. Carla Zul and myself had this conversation on this very show. And I said to her, I said, I understand from my own court cases that everything that is said in court will not and is not going to be reported as is in the news because it's just so much that's said. But something, and I'm speaking about one of the gentlemen mentioned in that article, J. Dill, something about that case really bothered me. And I remember saying to Carla Zul, I said, based on the evidence that was shared, he's one of many that I just don't think was guilty. Right? Just based on the evidence. I don't know J. Dill. I've never met him. Right? So then she said something to me that was very interesting. Hear me out, audience. Because Rajay and I are going to have this conversation soon. And she said, Jamel, those guys stood no chance from the beginning. I said, well, why, Carla? She said, there was an all-white jury.
I don't think that's a controversial statement at all.
How do you even have lawyers that would allow an all-white jury to make a judgment on black men before the courts for murder is problem number one. I'm not here to say they didn't do it. I'm not here to say they did do it. But I'm not quite sure you're going to get sympathy if you didn't do it based on that, especially at that time when gun crime and murders in Bermuda were probably at their heights. So I just want people to put some context, and we're going to go to the audience real quickly. But no one's really answered the question. I'll give you something. How can we improve the criminal justice system? Well, after speaking to cousin Dang, Miss Dang, she said she's going right to the head, which is the Premier of Bermuda. You've got to put pressure on your politicians to change this kind of legislation, because just like we put it on the back burner, you think they don't?
Mm-hmm. So I'll say something real quick. So I didn't think you used the word sympathy earlier, like to describe the George relationship with what's going on. I don't think it's a sympathy thing, right? It's a critical awareness thing and a critical thought thing. And if you haven't done the work as a white person of critically reflecting on your maybe subconsciously held ideas around race, and everybody has to do this, black people, because black people, we internalized it, right? And if you haven't done the work of uprooting that within yourself and identifying it, blah, 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 and et cetera. For a white person, the positionality is different, but if you haven't done that, and now you're in a sort of a criminal justice context, and you haven't checked your perception, implicit bias is a thing. It's a documented thing, right? Where you're making snap judgments on the fly. And that is one of the main ways where systemic racism is still alive today, right? So if you're in a criminal justice situation and you are around other white people making a judgment on the, but just from like a social psychology standpoint, from a criminology standpoint, that's not going to fly very well. That's like having a jury full of men when you have a woman who's committed a crime because, I don't know, she's knocked over a store because she had to get some food for her children or something, right? Or she's a sex worker or something along those lines. And now she's gone to court because she got caught on the corner of the street. You have a jury full of men, or very Christian men with very traditional values, and they're all men. You know, that's going to taint the proceedings. So that's a very fair thing to say.
Well, to this day, I really do hope that she didn't have her glasses on, or she missed something, or maybe there was some and I'm not joking her, I'm being dead serious. Like maybe there's some biracial, but I think someone said in the audience, a jury should be made up of your peers. Oh, here we go. Levon Johnson says also, on a majority black society, Was the jury all white? How was that judgment made? The representation of your peers. We have some issues in our system. Karen Simmons says, I thought that juries had to be made up of your peers or something like that. I've been called for jury duty many times and seen the process. How did that happen? All white jury. There's a number of reasons. I mean, but again, it has to be accepted. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, the juries have to be accepted by the lawyers, right? The lawyers accept it and move forward. But again, I hope that that information was wrong that I was given, but that's what I've been told. And we've had that conversation on this show. Mia Hartman said, I find it that it depends on the case. It's before the courts that is used. Definitely people that look like me, word of mouth, others. We don't have sufficient evidence, just my opinion. And I think that was in response to Bobby Paynter saying Bermuda needs to stop using word of mouth rather than substantial evidence for the verdicts of a case. We'll go to one more comment. Renee Simmons says, it starts in the jury selection. I've done it 4 times in the process. If the prosecutors doesn't like you, maybe because of race, then you're denied. All right. So basically, all legal sides have to agree on what it looks like. Sean DeField says, we must not forget what MLK said. Quote, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, end quote. I think what we kind of forget what justice is. And let me just say this. Justice isn't getting a conviction. That's not justice. Justice is convicting the person who's responsible for whatever that crime may be. Let's bring Maya Palasio in for the Daily Hour News Break. Don't forget, we've got a great conversation coming up with Danielle Paynter from Bacardi. It's holiday time, folks, holiday gift guide. And we're going to be talking about their commitment to the community as well. They have been, we love to brag and speak highly of them for the work that they do. If you have appreciated the discussion so far this morning, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like, and make sure you're sharing these important conversations with your friends, your family, your colleagues. And yeah, send it in WhatsApp. People need to know what's going on.
Good morning. Good morning.
Greetings, Madam Palasio. How are you?
I'm feeling good this morning. How are you guys?
How are you doing, Raj?
I can't even. I look like I'm waking up. I can't even.
But Raj, didn't my joke wake you up?
Yeah, it was riveting, man. I'm still. Oh.
It was actually pretty good. I had a little chuckle behind stage. It was a chuckle.
See,
Yeah, we got a chuckle.
look, that's progress with Maya. You know how hard it is for me to make her laugh. Anyway, thank you, Maya. Did you want to chime in any? I mean, you report on a lot of this stuff. I don't know if you wanted to chime in.
No, more for everyone deserves rights. I think you guys are on the right path of this discussion. So yeah.
Okay. All right. What you got for us today, madam?
Well, good morning. Good morning. This is Daily Hour Newsweek brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Starting out the news with some witness appeals coming from the police. So if you didn't know, apparently on Friday, November 24th, police received a report of a robbery at 4-Star Pizza in Flats, or better known as Food Hub as well. Apparently, an unknown male wearing all black clothing, a black helmet, a mask, gloves, entered the store and forced the cashier out of the way before he removed the cash from 2 registers. The subject then fled the scene on a dark-colored motorcycle. He rode off westerly direction along North Shore Road and made good his escape. So police are asking if anyone witnessed this incident that happened to please contact, the detective on the case 717-2304, or again, you could call 295-0011. Now, again, that happened on Friday, November 24th, around 10:40 p.m. at Flats.
You know what I find most interesting about that is that happened Friday. That would have been crazy news Saturday morning. And we didn't really hear about it till yesterday, right? I mean, it's crazy how times have changed.
I guess they're kind of, normally I suppose if they get ahead of the case or when they need the public's assistance, it's something that does need to be shared. But again, 10:40 p.m. is the store closes at 10, I believe. So those some hours. So hopefully someone was maybe around to witness it, and I hope the cashier is doing okay.
Yeah. If you know something, say something, folks.
Definitely. Now, in other news, they're also looking for a witness appeal on the next day, following day that actually happened, which was Saturday, November the 25th, a witness appeal for an arrest on suspicious of impaired driving. Now, this happened around 3:45 a.m. on Saturday, November the 25th, when police officers on mobile patrol on Reed Street observed a disturbance in the area of Bungalow 56 on Reed Street. Upon seeing police, one of the men involved fled on a motorcycle while not wearing a helmet. The disturbance dissipated, and then the male returned a short time later, but then fled again, riding a motorcycle for a second time. The officers then came across the male, who appeared to have lost control of his motorcycle and crashed by mounting the sidewalk near the junction of the two-way Muse and North Street, Pembroke. He was subsequently arrested on suspicion of driving while impaired. So if anyone witnessed that incident as well, you can call the police 295-0011.
It's just going to be like repeat. You know what it is, folks. As we head into the holidays, and I know we have Bacardi here today, but one thing Danielle's always saying is, taste. We don't have to overtaste. Let's be responsible as we get out on these roads.
Yeah, agreed. And to continue on about roads, the police are also urging truck drivers to please cover your loads, because as part of the continued efforts to keep the roads safer, they say truck drivers are reminded they have a responsibility to ensure their roads are secured, covered, and safely and lawfully loaded. A number of trucks have recently been stopped under Section 26 of the Road Traffic Act of 1947 after the manner of the load carried was deemed to be potentially dangerous. Sand and gravel that is not covered and can blow off into the eyes of motorcycle riders or other road users. Overstacked foliage pose a risk by falling into the path of other vehicles or obstructing license plates, brake lights, or turn signals as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's really surprising.
Yeah, that one's really serious.
I've seen it happen.
Mm-hmm. Same as well, riding my bike number of times. So definitely want to make sure those are being covered, especially when you got the new riders out there as well. Like, just do your part. Keep us safe on these roads. Now, in other news, this one's for all the guardians, the parents, for the 2024-25 registration for the Bermuda public school system and the Bright Start program, preschool, middle school, and senior schools is going to be opening on Monday, the 27th. So that happened actually Monday yesterday. It opened up and will close on Friday, the 15th of December. The registration link for current students will be sent to parents and guardians, they said. So look out for that. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, I gave out this statistic and this graphic that showcased the number of students in each schools currently. And even though remember that there are still like switches being made in like primary to the parish primary schools as well. So look into that as consideration too for these numbers and where they're at. But the total is 1,888 students. Remember, we asking yesterday for the total, Jamal, was 1,888 students currently right now in our parish primary, in our primary schools population.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that, Maya.
No problem at all. And now the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport, Owen K. Darrow, has expressed congratulations to the Paralympians Jessica Lewis and Yashay De Silva Andrade as they had returned home from Chile with their respective medals of gold and silver. So congratulations to them as they returned home from an amazing games.
Yeah, big up to them, and bringing home the cheese.
Definitely. And I know we got Bacardi coming on the show, but just a reminder that the Shake Your Future program, the deadline to apply for the second cohort is December the 15th. And remember that they had over 130 applicants at the first cohort, and now they're actually expanding it. Instead of just selecting 7, they're going to be selecting 10, and they'll be going off to their next training sessions in March of 2024. So if you want to take part of that, know somebody who should take part of that, definitely look it up, go to the job boards and just type in Shake Your Future in the key, and you'll get all the information you need there as well.
Beautiful.
And closing up on some more sports, as we know, our Lady Gombe Warriors are doing absolutely fantastic. They're still undefeated on the road to the CONCACAF Gold Cup, and their first game is going to be December the 1st in this next one coming up, and they enlisted their whole squad already for that team. We've got 2 new faces actually going to be coming out for their first time playing for Bermuda, so look out for them as well. But lot more mentioning. I'm going to do a full story on it as well. So, keep up with my page to get to know the new players and also where we're standing in this match that we got going on. So congratulations to them, and go out there for the games December 1st. So we'll get more into that.
I don't think we make enough noise for them. They're undefeated in this quest. So I think we need to get out there, make some noise, and really celebrate what they're doing. It's special.
Exactly. Now, they did get tied. They tied once, but that's still undefeated. I'm just going to put that out there in case someone tries to say it.
The draw ain't a loss. It ain't a loss.
Exactly, undefeated still. And weather today, we're looking like bright start, then sunny periods with 1 or 2 showers around as well. There was a small craft warning, so just be like concerned about some gusts of wind on the roads as well, especially if you're on a bike today. And it's going to be a high of 73.
All righty, Raj, what you got for days of the year?
Days of the year. Today is Rajay forgot to bring up days of the year. That's what I did. Wait a second. Hold on. Be patient.
Raj sleeping on the job, folks.
I am, I am rough this morning. I can't even play around. I am so sorry. Today is the day. Today is the National Day of Giving. Today is Giving Day. Today is Giving Day. So if you are feeling not generous today, today is the day to choose to feel generous. And if you're feeling generous, be more generous.
All right, that leads to a question.
Yes.
What audience, answer this question for us. On this day of giving, what is the most valuable thing you believe you can give to someone else? How about you, Maya?
Obviously kindness, give kindness. But I remember one day, I can't remember what day it was. It may have been Giving Day or something, Raj. But I remember being a big deal where I decided to do a kindness of paying someone's groceries who was in front of me. And man, the happiness and the love that this person expressed to me and hugged me. And I'm not really a hugger, so I was like kind of like standing there, but it was just like, "You're welcome." And it was just a few items. I was like, "Yeah, I can do that. What, $40? I can do that." And like they were just so thankful. And I felt really good doing that. So if you're able to do that for somebody, someone's paid for mine before when I forgot my card. And I was like so thankful as well. It's such a like, especially in this climate and things are expensive, but if you can do it, I say do it. It really makes someone's day. I remember it to this day. I think it was like a year ago.
That's awesome. How about you, Raj?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same as Maya. Kindness. Yeah. And your time. Kindness and your time.
Yeah. The audience, Rosalind Famous says time. Kathy Rogers says time, and Mia Hartman says peace, love, and understanding. Empathy. I would have to probably say that the best gift I can give someone is peace. I don't, if I feel like I'm frustrating you or bringing stress into your life, that's probably when I feel at my worst. I don't want to be a burden on anyone. So I would say peace, but also community. I love to give people a sense of community. Everything I do, I think community first. Like, how would the greater public going to benefit from whatever it is that I'm doing? So I would say, peace and community. But audience, what do you got? Headley and Swanton says, spending time with my parents, sister, niece, and definitely husband. Kindness for sure. Kathy Rogers, Suzanne Ingham says, my time, including a hug, and I'm not a huggy person.
Same.
Karen Simmons says, time and care. Compassion, says Stacey Ann Brown. Manuela Jones says, positive support, joy, and compassion. Renee Simmons, a kind word. Maya, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Folks, don't go anywhere. We've got Danielle Paynter coming up, and we're going to ask her the same thing. See what she gives us. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Great conversation with Bacardi.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
When it comes to footwear, we carry functional, comfortable, orthopedic, and waterproof shoes. We have construction shoes, golf shoes, shoes for walking, shoes for boating. We even have shoes for pickleball. We have shoes for everyone. With brands by Skechers, Atrax, Propay, Easy Street, Nursemates, Clogs, Avenger, Cherokee, Cat, Frog Talk, and DeWalt. The list goes on.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's next
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Rajay Denbrook, I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lenders, and People's Pharmacy. Please do not forget to do this for us. We're going to just put it in the comments. Do this for us. If you haven't already, please don't do it twice. Fill out the survey if you haven't already. We will be closing it up on Thursday, so fill it out. If you want a chance to win the grand prize, you can put your email address. Otherwise, it could be anonymous. But please fill that out for us if you haven't already. 5 minutes of your time. While you're on our website, please subscribe and make sure you follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Without further ado, let's bring in our guest for today. She's been a stranger as of late, almost a co-host at one point. But give it up. A warm TDH welcome for Bacardis Danielle Paynter. Welcome back, stranger.
I'm laughing at that co-host comment because I was like, yeah, this is going to be my next step. If I be Bacardi, I'm joining the Daily Hour.
And we thought so too. And then you went missing. You went traveling for the summer. And then, I mean, we didn't hear from you. I was like, what?
I did.
This time, right?
Yeah, we start to, summer is, there's a lot going on. People are out enjoying their libations and stuff, but the busy time of year is really this. So I got a little bit of break over the summer, which was nice. Spend time with family. You talked about that. Yep. Connection and community is so important, and taking time to spend time with loved ones is super important. So I got to fit that in sometime.
Indeed, and honestly, it's well deserved. There was a question on Bermuda Communication Group's LinkedIn yesterday asking people, do they take their full vacation time every year? And the majority have said no, which is it's so interesting. And I'm one of those people. Just want to ask you the question before we get into the conversation today. We asked, it's Day of Giving, as Rajay said, right? What is it that you feel as Danielle that is your greatest gift to give to someone?
I personally think time is the biggest gift that you can give to someone. I'm heavily into podcasts, and I was listening to one that was talking. It's the largest study of human happiness in history. So it's been going on for over 80 years or something. So they interview people on their deathbed, and they say, like, what was the thing that was most important to you? What's meaningful, whether you're wealthy or poor? And it was always like spending time with people, making memories and meaningful connections. And I think, money is always great. And I was also listening to a podcast about that recently, about that also gives people happiness. To give money away and to help others is a way to make yourself feel really good. And it's underestimated. But also, I think time, because it's such a finite thing, it's so precious, and it allows you to create lasting and meaningful memories with people. So I think that would be a great way of giving.
I love that. I think it's very consistent with what much of what the audience said. I appreciate you being a good sport and answering that. But let's get into the meat of it. Holidays is one of my favorite times, and last year was the first time I learned about the holiday gift guide. But speak to us. Let's jump right into it. Tell us about the 2023 Bacardis holiday gift guide.
Well, I'm super excited about it. This is the third year we've done this, but we've mixed it up a little bit this year. But the point of it is Bacardi is here to usher people into the festive season. So this is a season of gifting, of giving, of entertaining. And we'd like to think that our products sit alongside all those moments, making them special for people, elevating them, and being part of those moments where we're having connection. So the gift guide is making it really easy for people to pick out the perfect gift, whether it be for your colleague, for your friend, for the discerning drinker in your life, or even for yourself. And we've created this guide that first kind of section of it describes like all these incredible products that you could just pick if you're just like, oh, I just want to pick one. But what's great about it, we've segmented it as well. So in categories. So if you're like, oh, this person is my boss, I really want to impress them. What's a good gift? We've kind of said, these are the perfect gifts for your boss or your colleagues. Oh, I'm going to a dinner party. I want to bring a hostess gift. And so we've got a category that says, this is the perfect drinks to or spirits to consider to give to your hostess with the mostest. So also the innovative thing that we've done this year, which we haven't done previously, we've made it super easy to add to cart. So we've partnered with Pronto and Sargasso. We've put all the products on their platforms. And we know that Sargasso is the biggest food delivery company in Bermuda, and Pronto is the newest online grocery store in Bermuda. And a lot of people are kind of adopting to shopping online, making things easy for themselves. So now you can just add to cart, have it delivered straight to your door, or deliver it straight to the person you're gifting to, and don't even have to worry about it. It's just so easy.
Nice.
Now, there's a website that's attached to this experience as well, the Mixup website. Can you tell us a bit about that? And is it meant to be used with the gift guide?
Well, it's so just to let people know, if you want to check out the gift guide, first thing, pull out your phone or get on your desktop and follow at the Bacardi Guy on Instagram, because right in our link in bio, you can access the 2023 gift guide. But also Bacardi, like as a global company, has developed this Mix It Up website, which I think is so cool. We also do this every year. And this is for the person who wants to shake things up and make cocktails at home. And whether it be non-alcoholic or alcoholic, Jamal, we've got all the options for you. But we know that when people come over, we want to impress our guests this holiday season. So what's more impressive than a beautiful crafted cocktail, right? But a lot of people aren't necessarily mixologists. So the Mixup website makes it really easy for people to kind of say, okay, I've got some vodka at home. What can I do with that? And you can actually type in the spirit and you'll get a spit out of all the different cocktails you can make with vodka. Or you can say, what mood am I in? I'm kind of chill. I'm having a chill evening with friends. You can actually pick cocktails based on your mood. And what it does, it gives you the cocktail suggestions. Once you pick it, it gives you all the grocery ingredients that you need to make those cocktails, including the quantities. So with that, you can just plug all those ingredients into Pronto and also have all the things you need to make those cocktails delivered right to your door. So again, just making it super easy, adapting to our ways of life these days. We have limited time. We're talking about how precious time is, but we want to always create these incredible events or impress our guests. But running around to grocery stores is not always easy. So just add it to the cart, have it delivered straight to your door.
Wow.
I love it. What's the name of the website again?
It's called Mixup. So if it's mixup-cocktail.com, I've asked my team to add that to our link in bio too. So hopefully it's there. I didn't check this morning, but if not, it will be right after this interview. But you can access the website there. And between the two, the gift guide and this website, you literally covered for all your spirit's needs for the holidays, for gifts or for your own personal entertaining.
Love that. And everyone gets to be like a little lay mixologist, Here for
Yeah.
that. Because I've got friends who are just like, they've got their juju and they're doing the thing. Let me make you a cocktail. And I feel inadequate. So now I cannot, and I can help.
Yeah. And for those people in your life that do that, they might appreciate getting a really unique kind of spirit this holiday season. So again, the gift guide, you can find, right now, the agave category is super hot. So, we have the premium Patron tequila in our portfolio, which has all sorts of aged statements, which sipping tequilas, which I think are beautiful and a lot of people don't know about. They think of tequila just for mixing or shooting. No, let's sip it, people. Take your time, be mindful in your drinking and savor the spirit. And then also another hot category are cognacs. So Doucet, if you've not heard of it, is another beautiful premium cognac that will definitely impress the discerning drinker in your life. And all of those are available through the gift guide and on Pronto and Sargasso to just order and have delivered right to your door.
Sip and taste, folks. Sip and taste.
And this is it. And I've actually been having my spirits neat lately. And
yes,
it's been really a really nice change. But
you need to come to the pop-up. You're based in Bermuda?
Oh, no, yeah. Oh, everyone thinks. Yeah, I am. I live in St. David's as well. So that was my next question.
Are you based in Bermuda?
Like keep saying, like, I couldn't be more Bermudian. It's so funny. Like I went to let me be, not to get off track. I went to Wahoo's the other day, like a St. George's restaurant, and the lady's like, "Oh, are you local?" I'm like, "Ma'am, I live 20 minutes away. I actually have something I need to fix." But the 1862 pop-up. Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh. I've been at Bacardi for 3 years now. I celebrated 3 years in September, and I am just so excited about how we're really taking over the holiday season. And the pop-up is something new. We've never done this before. And I just want everybody to come. It's located on the second floor of the Visitor Service Center, right on Front Street. So, the bottom is the Visitor Service Center. Previously, the second floor was completely empty and abandoned, just had blue carpet, beautiful space overlooking the harbor. We have completely transformed it, guys. And if people out there listening, if you haven't seen it, come and pop by. Well, we've transformed it to create a mini version of our award-winning 1862 cocktail bar, which is located in our headquarters right on Pitts Bay Road. We've created a mini version of that, put it right on Front Street, making it accessible to everyone. And what we're doing is we're doing tasting experiences across 3 different spirit categories: rum, whiskey, and tequila. And this is an awesome opportunity for people who, they've tried rum, but they don't know much about it, or they're looking to learn a little bit more because their palates have become more sophisticated. You can come there and taste all these aged rums, which you may not have tried before. And I like to call it try before you buy, because some of these bottles can be upwards of $200. And it's nice to be able to sip it, fall in love with it before you make that investment. So between rum, whiskey, and tequila, you can do that. And what we've been seeing is lots of people have been getting their friends, their colleagues, or their family members together and saying, let's do this together as a unique experience, and booking their tickets through PTix. That's where you have to go, people, to book your tickets. And coming to our tasting experiences, which are led by our Bacardi brand ambassadors. We have an incredible team of super knowledgeable brand ambassadors that will educate you and really help you appreciate the craft, the time, the history behind some of our brands. And a lot of people don't know about how big the Bacardi portfolio is. We have over 200 brands in our portfolio. So discovering just the range and realizing the thing you've been drinking all this time has been a Bacardi product. That's been funny as well. But yeah, it's and again, you can learn more about the pop-up at our link in bio at the Bacardi Guy Instagram, or you can go to PTix, read all about the experiences, and pick the date, the time. We have daily tasting 7 days a week across the spirit categories. Each day is a designated day. So today, I think, is tequila. And people can just book, and we've had repeat visitors, people that have come for whiskey and they're like, this was incredible, and they book for rum. We have buyouts. So if you have a group of 12 or more, we can do a private tasting just for you and your group. So we have a lot of corporate partners doing that, a lot of friend groups doing that. It's super busy in December. So don't sleep on it. If you're interested, book it.
No, that sounds. When you say an experience, it's a whole curated experience. You go to PTix to get the tickets.
Yeah, you can purchase it, and the tickets are $100 a person, and it's extremely good value for money, because here's what you get. You get a welcome cocktail, the iconic Saint Germain Spritz, which is an elderflower liqueur, which is so delicious, and it's low alcohol content, by the way, Jamal. So, and then you get a 45-minute tasting experience led by our brand ambassadors, where you're tasting 4 to 5 to sometimes, if they like the crowd, 6 different shot size things of spirits. By the way, we encourage you not to drink and drive, so I'll just throw that in there. And then at the end, you get a gift with purchase, a full-size bottle of whatever spirit category you're drinking. So if it's a tequila tasting, you get a full-size bottle of Patron Silver. If it's the whiskey tasting, you get a full-size bottle of Dewar's 12. And if it's a rum tasting, you get a full-size bottle of Bacardi 10. So
Okay.
it's such value for money, and it's a memorable experience where you're actually learning something. So totally worth it, totally something to share with others and just talk about and discover something new.
Love it. Well, and also, moving on, sorry. Congratulations on launching cohort 2 of the Shake Your Future program. Can you tell us a bit about the program and why Bacardi developed it?
Yeah, so Shake Your Future is a global program. Oh, let me get my hair right. Shake Your Future it's a global program. It originally launched in France, and now it's offered across many different countries. But it's a program for unemployed young adults where we're giving them the opportunity to get training and education around bartending and mixology. So giving them new skills and empowering them to have a whole new career in the hospitality industry. So we launched it in Bermuda for the first time earlier this year, cohort 1. We took 6 individuals off to London to the best bartending school in the world, the European Bartending School. They were there for a month, and then they came back, and then they went into a work placement program. We put them through additional training workshops. We really got them ready to enter the world of professional mixology. And a testament to that, one of our graduates, Kiara Lee, won the Taste of Bermuda cocktail competition this year, being the first female and the youngest person ever to win it. So it just proves that the program is excellent. All graduates are now working full-time in the hospitality industry. So incredibly successful, very much aligned with our goals to empower and drive employability in Bermuda. So we're launching cohort 2 that has already launched. I heard Maya talk about the deadline. It actually launched November 15th, and deadline for applications is this Friday, December 1st, not December 15th. So if anyone is interested in being considered for this life-changing, transformative program, make sure you get your applications in. You can apply through the Bermuda Job Board. This is in partnership with the Department of Workforce Development. And earlier this year, we took 6 people in cohort 1. We're taking 10 people in cohort 2. So again, opportunity to go off to London, be around people from around the world who take mixology super seriously and really learn a new skill that gets you ready, not just to be a bartender. It's just your gateway into hospitality. You know, you start there, and next thing you know, you're owning a bar, creating your own catering company, or, you know, like Sean Leckie, he's now F&B manager at Hamilton Princess. He started as a bartender.
Yeah.
Like, look at that progress, the opportunities it provides.
I've been a fan of the way you all operate at Bacardi. You know, I say on this show all the time, some people misunderstand the comment, but I love community over charity. And I think, you know, charity is good, but it has to come with some form of community. And I think the Shake Your Future is one of the things where you're tying it into the other things you're doing as far as charity. To me, this part of community is, hey, we're going to create an opportunity for you to then and go be responsible for yourself. So, you know, I'm a fan of it. And that said, you know, just speak to us about Bacardi's commitment to the community and why it's so important.
I'm really glad you said that because, you know, again, when I joined Bacardi, one of the first things that my managing director said is, I want to transform our giving strategy. I want it to be more strategic. I want to invest in projects that align with our strategic priorities, but also give our staff, which we call primos, an opportunity to get engaged. So all the things that we invest in, we do long-term partnerships. We are not looking for a one and done. We want to be highly involved with your organization, and we want to give our staff opportunities to also get involved with it. And it has to make an impact that we can measure. So Shake Your Future is one example. Another one is Beyond Plastic, where we're working with the organization to help them drive legislation to eliminate single-use plastics in our community because of the health and environmental impacts it is having on us. But most recently, as I was mentioning to you in the pre-call, for December, we've really intentionally done some giving. So we have a partnership with Bermuda Zoological Society because of our strong interest in protecting the environment. We recently did a CSR Trunk Island cleanup, which was incredible, clearing away invasive species, making room for our endemics population of like cedar trees and things. And we learned so much about the role our environment plays in maintaining the health of us as people and the health of this island as an environment for us to live in. And then also we have coming up on December 7th, we did this last year. Last year we served 200 meals with the Salvation Army. This year we've increased that we're serving 250 meals. So we're really giving back and getting all our staff involved, working with local foods companies, Soul Food and Wilkes Catering, to offer and hand out meals to those less fortunate, and really keeping ourselves grounded, giving back to the community, and trying to make a difference, something that's meaningful around the holidays.
Indeed, Danielle. As I say all the time, like the things that you do, and my hope is that, I was speaking to one of our sponsors about it, and they said the reason they do so many things loudly in the community is to inspire others to do the same. And my hope is that when people look at some of the things, and I'm just going to pick on Shake Your Future here because we had a proud parent in the audience, Rakita Lee, and congratulations to her daughter. She is a loyal audience member. So we're happy that there's a connection there with the show. But my hope is that others see the lead that you've taken and jump on it, because that to me is how we're going to improve our community. It's not just about what we take out in terms of money, but what we put back in. And since it's, kindness giving day, I think I want to thank Bacardi for what they continue to give to the community to ensure that Bermuda actually continues a path that people don't think it's going for whatever reason. So thank you for what you're doing. Just remind people again, the Mixup website where they can learn more about the holiday gift guide.
Yeah, so everyone pull out your phones or get on your desktop and follow at the Bacardi Guy on Instagram. It's in my little name tag on the screen here. That is where you're going to learn all things Bacardi. You're going to hear about what we're doing in the community, be inspired by some of the things that we're doing, but also learn more about our wonderful portfolio of premium spirits. And in the link in bio at the Bacardi Guy, you can access the Mixup website. You can check out the gift guide. You can learn about Shake Your Future. You can book your ticket for the pop-up. Everything you need is right there. And we hope to really play a part in everybody's celebrations and help them make spirits bright this season.
Indeed, Danielle, thank you so much. Thank you to Bacardi, and have a wonderful holiday season from all of us at TDH.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, Danielle Paynter, folks, if you appreciated the conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. She brought the fun this morning. There's a lot of different ways to have fun, to be creative, and do it safely and respectful to your fellow Bermudians and visitors. Do not go anywhere. We're going to come right back, wrap it up. And we've got a daily play. I want to see if Raj gets this one. If he doesn't, someone in the audience, please do us justice and make sure you get it. All right? Stick with us.
Ordering from ER Fisheries has just gotten simpler. With just a few clicks of a button, you can place an order for next-day delivery or same-day pickup. Our ever-expanding list of offerings now include grocery pantry items, specialty meats, and bread and dairy items. We know things have been hard, and we're here to make planning for your next meal or party easy. Whether you're a vegetarian or a meat eater, we have what you're looking for. And best of all, it can be delivered to your door in 24 hours or less. Go to www.erfisheries.bm and check out our wide range of seafood, beef, lamb, pork, poultry, fruits, vegetables, and plant-based products, all available at reasonable prices. That's www.erfisheries.bm.
All right, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Danielle Paynter and Bacardi for trusting this platform to come and have these conversations with us on a regular basis. Thanks again to the BAP group of companies, Medical Cylinders, for ensuring we can have these conversations with you on a daily basis. And folks, if you appreciated today's discussion or conversation news break, Please give it a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share these conversations with your friends, your family, your colleagues. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at schools throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Raj, are you ready?
Absolutely not, but let's go.
All right, here we go, Raj. Here we go. Raj, in A Christmas Carol, who is referred to as Old Scratch?
Oh, I'm happy to admit my ignorance. I don't know about scratching and old. I don't know about that deal.
Audience, in A Christmas Carol, who is referred to as Old Scratch?
Old Scratch. I have never heard that before. It was old and scratchy. Okay, I'm not the only one.
All right, here's the answer, Raj. Well, the audience got it. They all got it. Scrooge with a question mark.
Hey.
Stacey Ann Brown, Scrooge, Suzanne. Yeah, it was Scrooge. Yeah,
oh, Maya knew. Maya's heard that. Maya felt that in her spirit. That's like an integral part of her Christmas experience. What carol is this?
In A Christmas Carol, I think that's the movie.
Oh, A Christmas. Oh, right.
Christmas Carol, yeah.
Oh, wait. B. Denise Hollis says it's his dog.
Ebenezer Scrooge's dog. Well, anyway, yeah, Old Scratch, Scrooge. So that's your answer, Raj.
Right.
You can't get them all, right? You can't get them all. But let's wrap it up. Final thoughts on today's show: the discussion, justice system, and then obviously the conversation with Danielle Paynter.
You know, when we're talking about the justice system, somebody actually brought up that they had approached the premier about it at one point. I think you had mentioned that. I think it's important to remember that the premier is in charge of the executive, right? The judiciary, the courts and everything, that's a completely different branch, and he's not in charge of that. Corrections, though, also falls under his remit as being in charge of the executive. We have got to get out of this horrible habit, and it's not just us, it's the Western world, of forgetting about people who have committed crimes. We want to put them in a box and think that they don't exist, and then we want to treat them like they are second-class citizens. Yep. These are our brothers, these are our sisters, and we need to approach justice and corrections in this country restoratively. We need to get out of this punitive mindset. People commit a crime, they need help and support in understanding why that crime was committed, and so that when they come out back into our community, they feel embraced by our community and that they can improve their lives. Right now, we're not doing that.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. You know, I think we have a tendency, because we have so much going on in our community, to forget and not necessarily move on, but just live our lives. And I think when we do that, we're doing ourselves a disservice, because we have this thing where if it doesn't impact us today, then we're not interested or worried about it. We've got to change that, Roger. Because if we don't, there are going to be things knocking on our doorstep that we're not going to be prepared for. As far as Danielle Paynter, you know, there's this saying, Raj, that there's nothing to do in Bermuda, or Bermuda's born. I'm here to tell you, man, that I appreciate what they do. As a company that, you know, brought its headquarters to Bermuda in the late 60s, early 70s, I love the work that they're doing. I don't drink alcohol, because everybody knows, but it's not about that to me. It's about, you know, the community aspect. And she continues to say, you know, taste and sip. Be responsible and enjoy your time out and about. So check out that holiday gift guide if you haven't already. Roger, you've got some daily inspiration for us?
I do, from Miss Angela Davis. Prisons do not disappear social problems. They disappear human beings. Homelessness, unemployment, drug addiction, mental illness, and illiteracy are only a few of the problems that disappear from public view when the human beings contending with them are relegated to cages.
I couldn't have said a better one today, my brother. That was a good one.
And that's your Fierce Daily Inspiration of the Day. Folks, please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. He's Roger Denbrook. I am Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.